How's it going, guys? I just was looking through some of my videos and I realised I've never done an actual video on this little beast. And I get asked quite often, what should I be charging and discharging cells with for testing, and what do I use? And I'll be honest with you, I've blown a lot of LiPo chargers up. This is one of the survivors of late that's kept going. This is a HTRC T240 Duo, which is AC or DC powered as well. So not only is it AC or DC powered, you've actually got two channels, which you easily switch between this beautiful little touchscreen. Now, it's a little bit limited on AC. It only does about 150 watts. On DC, it'll do 240 watts, hence the T240. So you have a AC in socket there. You have a DC in socket there. It says you can only put in up to 18 volts DC. So, yeah, that's obviously a thing. The cooling fan you can see in the side there, which is temperature controlled. The suction on this side. There's two PC links. I'm assuming that it is essentially two separate chargers. You have your balance port, you have your banana plug sockets on each side, and you have temperature sensor sockets for an external thermistor. And the other reason this is cool is it's got a few extra battery options compared to some of the other recent LiPo chargers. Like back in the day, it was all about the what were they called? The little blue ones. We've got a green one, the same. Basically, it was just like a 6S LiPo charger. It did 3 or 5 amps, bugger all discharge power. This one, I normally use it on AC when, obviously I shouldn't. I've got so much DC power here, I should be using it. But anyway, there's a few cool things you can do with this. You've got LiPo, lithium iron phosphate, lithium ion, LiHV, which is high voltage, which will give you a finished voltage of like 4.35. So that's like your mobile phone batteries now. Nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium, lead acid, and smart. Smart is a good little thing here. Smart, you can have presets or anywhere from 5 to 28 volts and up to 10 amps current. So you can actually just have it as a power output. So we just press start like that. At the end of those alligator clips there, you've got 29 volts ready to rumble. Measures milliamp hours. Has a bit of a graph so you can see it. There's input voltage from its internal transformers saying that it's about 16 volts in. And it's got an internal temperature reading there. And when the fan needs to come in and out, it'll do so accordingly, which is really cool. You can adjust input voltages. I've got channel 1 set up so it'll get the whole 120 watts. So you can make it balance slow or fast. So I've normally used channel 1 just because that's where the things are connected. It automatically cuts off at 80 degrees. I turned off the time and the safety cutoff because I was doing the I did a few of the lithium polymer batteries out of an EV and they were 180 amp hours, so we couldn't have the time constraint there. So yeah, you can dial them up and down like that. It has a monitor function where if you've got your balance leads plugged in, it'll give you your balancing. Upset it. You press that balance button and it'll actually just sit there and balance the cell, which is pretty cool. Like, that's pretty clever functionality. I don't know if I've got a pre-made LiPo sitting around, otherwise I'd chuck it on there just to show you. But yeah, you get your voltages and you can do internal resistance checks on whatever battery you're connected to. It has a calibration feature, so you can go through and adjust if something's incorrect. You can account for it. Yeah, you got to connect a 6S to do that. accidentally press the reset button. That should have a secondary question to make sure you don't stuff that up. So yeah, it's got a 3.2-inch little color touchscreen, which I really like. Which way do we have to go? Down to 0, I think. Most of the buttons, if you hold them down, they speed up when they're cycling. So if you're waiting for something, they generally get faster, which is pretty cool. Nothing worse than buttons that won't continuously cycle when you hold them down. Some of these Lipo chargers just absolutely suck for that. And the beauty of this is, if you've got a cell that you know it shouldn't have any more than a certain amount of amp hours in it, you can actually set this safety cutoff and set it and forget it. Yeah, it's all pretty simple. When you go into Lipo, for example, you get storage, charge, balance, and discharge. Oh, that's what I didn't mention. It has a built-in discharge. So the built-in discharge will do 2 amps, or was it 50 watts? Tiny writing over there. And it just says discharge current up to 2 amps. Discharge power 10 watts times 2. It must have a big 10 watt resistor in there. You can set your end voltage. You set the amount of cells you've got, obviously up to 6S. It's a 6S. Normal charge mode, balanced charge mode. You can just have it tick away and charge up. With your NiCads, you can set your delta voltages. You can cycle them, so you can choose how many cycles you want something to do. Delay time between cycles, amount of cycles, whether you want it to discharge first or charge first. So that's really handy for nickel metal hydride use. And yeah, it's just, lead acid is a good one. Got a trickle mode. You set your delta voltage all the way up to 2.5 volts per cell. So if you're trying to bring something back to life, you can really look after it. You get a faster charge at 10 amps. So yeah, if you've got a car battery or a camper or whatever battery, you can charge it up and you can see what capacity goes into it. This is the biggest thing with these, is like the capacity is monitorable, which is one of your hard parts with knowing whether a battery's good or not. And the ability to charge and discharge with this little thing is great. I think it was like $100, not sponsored in any way, shape or form. Just want to show you guys what I use to get stuff done. The video that it has been featured in is I was using it as a power supply for some electrolysis gold recovery. That's what I've been using it for. Thanks for watching. I'll link it on eBay. It's an affiliate listing. Everything I link on eBay can be an affiliate listing. So if you're about to make a massive eBay purchase and you want to support the channel, flick me a message. I can send you back a link. It takes a couple of minutes. And at no extra cost to you, I get a kickback from eBay that I spend on things like this. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.